because I went up to the buffet and I didn't know if my eyes were playing tricks on me, but then no, there was a rat, a giant rat running around the buffet here in the executive lounge in the Kathmandu airport, and I feel like that is a perfect metaphor for this whole city. So bubonic plague is here on the loose in the lounge. I'm just sharing now the experience of getting back to Bali. So I have 2 flights. I'm flying on Malaysia Air today, and so I have a flight Kathmandu to Kuala Lumpur and then Kuala Lumpur to Bali, and this is a night flight. The flight's taking off at 11:30 p.m. and then we get to Kuala Lumpur around, I think, like 6 a.m. or something, and then have a couple hours there before the flight back to Bali. So it's going to be an all-night flight, but I got a really, really cheap rate on business class on this flight. I spent a really long time researching, and then it just so happened that when it was time to book, I found that there was some really good saver fare, and I jumped at the chance because why not? You know, it's been not the most comfortable place for the last month to stay, so a little bit of comfort going back to Bali I feel will be really nice. And also, to be completely honest, the Kathmandu experience at the airport is so intense, like so many people who've never flown before, and it just really tests your patience. So it's nice to be kind of in this quaint, quiet area. And I'm having right now a chamomile tea, which is a big recommendation that I have for a night flight. I always try to stay hydrated, and I think that herbal tea is a really good thing to take when you're about to fly, because it calms the stomach and all that stuff. So hopefully, I mean, everything will go smoothly, and I'll vlog a little bit, but because it's a night flight anyway, I'm probably not going to be that awake. But maybe on the way to Bali from Kuala Lumpur, we'll check back in.
Apabila pesawat mula bergerak untuk melepas dan sebelum mendarat, ini adalah penerbangan bebas.
Boarding is just completed, and we have almost a completely empty business class cabin. There's only 3 people, and this is a cabin, a business class cabin. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 rows of 2 seats each, and only 3 people occupying all of this space. So I'm really happy because I just found out that they're serving champagne on this flight, and I almost only drink champagne now when I fly in business class, so it's kind of like a special thing. Even though it's going to be almost midnight by the time that we take off and they start serving, I'm going to have 1 glass as a nightcap. And whether or not I'll stay awake for the dinner service, I'm not sure, but I saw that on this flight they're serving saté, and I watched a Sam Chui YouTube when he took a Malaysia Air business class flight, and apparently the saté is something very special and not to be missed. So because my next flight that's also business class going from Kuala Lumpur to Bali is a short flight, and in the morning they probably won't have satay for breakfast, but who knows, I'm not sure whether or not people eat satay for all meals all day, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just glad, hopefully, you know, I'm going to be able to sleep a little bit. It's a good nightcap, right before bed, you know? So it's nearly midnight, and normally I would not be drinking champagne and I would not be about to eat some chicken satay, but that is what indeed I'm about to do here on this Malaysia Airlines flight in business class, because traveling in business class for me is still a very special occasion, and I like to enjoy all of the facets of it. So I'm going to try all of these things in any case, and then hopefully get a little bit of sleep. Do you have any movie recommendations?
Oh, let me check off.
I guess you haven't seen these ones.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Chicken satay.
The chicken saté was legitimately delicious. After watching half of a silly Bollywood movie, I took all the pillows from my empty row and tried to get comfortable for a couple hours of sleep. Alright, so we've made it to the Kuala Lumpur airport. Now I've got to transfer to gate C. It was a pretty decent flight. I slept for a bit, then it got a bit bumpy towards the end. But overall, all good. So, to the lounge.
Get C4, sir.
The Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge is open 24 hours, and that's really handy when you arrive at 6 a.m. here. And there's actually a full breakfast. This lounge is gigantic, and it's really nicely appointed. It has these kind of carpeted areas and marble and a huge kitchen with so much coffee on offer. There are a lot of people that are sleeping in the nap room. This place also has showers, though I don't feel like I need to shower because I just showered before I left Kathmandu. And I'm really not that hungry, I'm just very tired. So my next flight is boarding in about 2 hours, which means I'm just gonna sit around and I don't know what. But the food actually looks really good. I'm just, as I said, not very hungry right now. I pre-selected my seat during the online check-in 24 hours before and chose 4K, which was a single seat with a massive amount of space on either side. The business class cabin configuration was alternating 2-1-2 in the aisle. So if you're traveling alone, these seats are incredible.
Care of your personal belongings at all times. Select your portable electronic devices to flight mode before switching off if you wish to use in flight when allowed. All portable electronic devices must be switched off for takeoff and landing. Thank you.
Alright, so it's the second flight and last flight of the day from Kuala Lumpur to Bali, and I'm very happy because this flight is on the Airbus A330 and we have a beautiful, huge seat with a lie flat bed, and I am so tired. I don't know how I'm actually forming sentences right now. I know that my brain is really not functioning properly on like 2 hours of sleep. So I think that as soon as we take off, I'm gonna get this bed flat and go to sleep. So this is definitely one of the better business classes that I've flown. In fact, I have this huge space where in front of me there are 2 seats, but here I have the whole kind of area that would be 2 seats to me. So I have a big kind of desk or table here, and then I have this whole thing over here. And it's almost too bad that this flight is only 2 hours to Bali, because it's a very comfortable seat, a very comfortable plane, and I could totally spend a whole night sleeping here. Yes. Can I have the jasmine green tea? Jasmine green tea.
Jasmine tea. Try any juice as well, orange or apple juice.
Orange juice. 2.5 hours after takeoff, we landed in Denpasar, Bali. I was overall impressed and happy with my time on Malaysia Airlines business class and would absolutely fly them again in the future.